Assalamu alaikum, my dear friend. How are you today? I really hope your heart is at peace. But if you're watching this because you feel hurt, betrayed, or tired of people's games, then stop scrolling. This message is for you. You know that feeling, right? When the people you trusted start talking behind your back, when the ones you cared for suddenly turn cold, it breaks something inside you, and you wonder, why me, Allah? But listen carefully, my friend. When people plot against you, Allah is already creating a better path for you. Their plans may shake your heart, but Allah's plan will rebuild your soul, stronger, wiser, and closer to Him. Stay with me till the end of this video, because what I'm about to tell you might completely change the way you see your pain. And before we go deeper, if your heart needs peace, if you want reminders that speak directly to your soul, then don't just watch, subscribe, because maybe the next video will be the answer you've been praying for. You know, my friend, sometimes the most painful moments in life don't come from enemies. They come from the people we trusted the most. There was once a young man who always tried to do good. He never hurt anyone, always smiled, always helped. But one day, he found out that the very people he called friends were talking behind his back. They laughed at his struggles, spread lies, and made plans to push him out of everything he worked hard for. When he discovered it, he didn't scream, he didn't fight, he just sat in silence, staring at the sky, wondering, why, Allah? I never did wrong to them. His heart felt heavy, his chest tight. He stopped talking to people. He even began to question his own worth. But what he didn't know was that Allah had already written a new chapter for him, one that needed this heartbreak to begin. A few weeks later, those same people who betrayed him got caught in their own lies. Everything they tried to destroy fell apart, and the young man, Allah opened a new door for him, one he never imagined. A better job, real friends, peace he never felt before. That's how Allah works. He lets people show who they truly are, not to break you, but to guide you. Sometimes Allah removes people from your life because He heard conversations you didn't. He saw betrayals you couldn't see, and He knew that your heart deserved more than fake smiles and hidden knives. So if you're feeling betrayed right now, don't rush to fight back. Don't waste your energy proving yourself. Just look up and say, Ya Allah, I trust you. Because when people plan against you, Allah plans for you. Their whispers cannot undo what Allah has written. Their jealousy cannot block what Allah has destined. And every time someone tries to pull you down, Allah uses that pain to lift you higher. Remember, the Prophet Yusuf, A.S., was betrayed by his own brothers. They plotted against him, threw him into a well, but what happened? That well became the first step toward his throne in Egypt. What they meant for harm, Allah turned into honor. So maybe what's happening to you right now isn't punishment, it's preparation. Maybe Allah is breaking your heart to open your eyes. Maybe He's removing the wrong people to make space for the right ones. Maybe this pain is not the end. It's the start of your real story. Trust His timing. Even when it feels like everyone is against you, Allah is silently building something greater behind the scenes. And one day, you'll look back and say, Alhamdulillah for every plan that failed, because Allah's plan was perfect. You know what's strange, my friend? Sometimes the moment you think your life is falling apart, it's actually falling into place. We cry over closed doors, but we forget that Allah might be protecting us from what's behind them. Every betrayal, Every heartbreak, every no you've received, it wasn't a rejection, it was redirection. Because the truth is, when people make plans against you, Allah is quietly rewriting your story. The Quran says, they plan and Allah plans, but Allah is the best of planners. Surah Al-Anfal 8:30. Let that sink in for a second. While others sit together plotting how to hurt you, Allah is sitting above the heavens, smiling at their plans, because He already wrote the ending. And in His story, you win. Maybe right now, it doesn't feel like that. Maybe you feel alone. You're tired. You keep doing good, but still end up hurt. You pray, but nothing seems to change. You give your best, yet life keeps testing you. But listen carefully. Just because you can't see Allah's plan doesn't mean He's not working. You see, Allah works in silence. When you think nothing is happening, that's when He's moving things behind the scenes, in ways your heart can't even imagine. Sometimes He lets the wrong people walk away so the right ones can walk in. Sometimes He lets you lose something so precious to save you from something poisonous. And sometimes He lets you cry, not because He wants you to suffer, but because He knows those tears will wash your heart clean. If you only knew how many times Allah protected you from what you prayed for, you'd fall into sujud and whisper, Alhamdulillah for not giving me what I wanted. Every pain you feel today is proof that Allah is still writing your story. And trust me, my friend, He doesn't waste pain. He transforms it. He takes your tears and turns them into strength. He takes your heartbreak and builds a stronger heart within you. He takes your loneliness and uses it to bring you closer to Him. Maybe right now, you're not being punished, you're being positioned. Allah is setting the stage for something greater, and before He blesses you in public, He trains you in private. That's why it hurts. That's why it's lonely. That's why it feels unfair. But one day you'll realize why it had to be this way. You'll look back and smile, because you'll see how every betrayal pushed you closer to your destiny. So stop asking, why me? And start saying, Ya Allah, guide me. When people plan to harm you, Allah plans to heal you. When they try to close your doors, Allah opens ones they can't even find. When they spread lies, Allah reveals the truth in His own perfect time. Just hold on, because one day, everything that didn't make sense will finally fit together. Every unanswered prayer will reveal its wisdom. Every sleepless night will show its reason, and you'll whisper with tears in your eyes, now I understand. Allah was protecting me all along. My friend, it's time to rise again. You've cried enough. You've questioned yourself enough. You've spent nights wondering why people did what they did. But now it's time to understand. They were never in control. They thought they could stop your journey, but they forgot that your journey was written by Allah Himself. When they shut doors, Allah created new ones. When they spoke against you, Allah spoke for you in silence. And when they walked away, Allah stepped closer, because He wanted you to depend on Him alone. Listen, the pain you felt wasn't to break you, it was to build you. You were never meant to stay at the same level. Allah had to let you feel hurt so you could learn who truly deserves your heart. He had to let you lose comfort so you could discover faith. Every hardship was training for the strength that's now growing inside you. Look back for a second. You've survived things that once scared you to death. You've cried over people you thought you couldn't live without. And yet, here you are, breathing, stronger, wiser, softer. That's not weakness. That's growth. That's Allah's mercy shaping your soul. So stop seeing pain as punishment. Start seeing it as preparation. Because before Allah blesses you publicly, He tests you privately. Before He gives you peace, He teaches you patience. Before He gives you victory, He trains your heart in silence. And when the time is right, no one, I repeat, no one can block what Allah has written for you. There's a hadith that says, "Know that if the whole world were to gather to harm you, they could not harm you except what Allah has already decreed for you. So why fear people's plans when Allah's plan never fails? Why lose sleep over those who tried to break you when their power was never greater than Allah's mercy? Maybe the pain you're carrying today is the very thing that will push you to your destiny tomorrow. Maybe the tears that fall tonight will water the garden of your success. Maybe the rejection you faced was Allah's protection in disguise. You see, what people mean for harm, Allah transforms into guidance. He turns humiliation into elevation. He turns silence into strength. He turns heartbreak into healing. So, rise again, not with arrogance, but with tawakkul, trust. Rise knowing that every fall was a setup for your comeback. Rise knowing that Allah never wastes your struggles. Rise knowing that your story didn't end with betrayal, it began there. When the world says you're finished, Allah whispers, you're just getting started. When they mock you, let your patience answer. When they leave you, let your faith keep you company. And soon, those who once pitied you will wonder how you kept standing. You'll smile and say, because Allah was with me all along. So don't give up now. You're closer to your breakthrough than you think. Keep walking with your head high and your heart humble, because the same Allah who saw your tears is the one preparing your victory. My dear friend, take a deep breath. You've come a long way, haven't you? Through heartbreak, betrayal, sleepless nights, and yet here you are, still standing. That's not an accident. That's Allah's mercy. You see, the same pain that made you cry is the same pain that brought you closer to Him. And that's the real victory. Maybe you didn't get what you wanted, but Allah gave you what you needed: peace, strength, faith. Every time someone hurt you, Allah was healing you in silence. Every time they turned away, Allah turned His mercy towards you. So tonight, before you sleep, whisper from your heart, Ya Allah, thank you for every closed door that protected me. Thank you for every delay that saved me. And thank you for never leaving me, even when I was lost. Because one day, you'll look back and realize everything that once broke you actually built you. And you'll smile through tears and say, Alhamdulillah, your plan was always better. If this message touched your heart, don't just scroll away. Let it live in someone else's heart too. Share it. And if you want more reminders that heal your soul, subscribe to this channel. Because maybe the next message will be the one that changes someone's life or yours.